big game for the Celtics last night. They win over the Toronto Raptors. A good game for Kyrie Irving. I didn't think he had it in him, Scal, when I saw not the points scored, but the 18 assists. How can you – what's the temperature of this Boston Celtics team right now, pretty much halfway through the season?
So a lot of drama around the team and the stuff that Kyrie has said about the young guys and,
right.
You know, the team having success last year. And, you know, they're probably looking at him like you weren't here and we were one game away. Or actually, you were probably 3 possessions away from going to the NBA Finals. But when you watch that game and you see Kawhi Leonard doing his thing and you see Kyrie doing his thing, I will say it over and over again, and probably for as long as I live, there are levels to this game. And Kyrie and Kawhi Leonard and James Harden and LeBron and all the greats out there, they can go to a level, and we saw that level the other night. Kyrie was pure dominance, and so was Kawhi Leonard up to a certain point. But Kyrie, you understand now, like at least I do in Boston, where people are asking to trade this guy, they are absolutely nuts because Kyrie is a special, special player. And if you were talking about hanging banners, he has to be a part of what they're doing going forward.
The Celtics are 26-18 in the Eastern Conference. Fifth in the Eastern Conference, right? A record of 26-18, Scal. But, you know, I think the bigger, you know, thoughts of last night's game were the comments of Kyrie Irving after the game and saying that he reached out to LeBron to almost apologize and to say, I understand what you were doing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, how has the leadership role for Kyrie Irving sort of changed the dynamic of the team in Boston this year?
Well, I would like to hear, because everyone has a different perspective on this one. My thought is he's reaching out to LeBron and saying, LeBron, I really appreciate what you did for me. I understand. I didn't understand how hard it was at the time, and now I do. And other people look at it like he's like taking more shots at his teammates. So I look at it like the former. I think that, you know, when you're doing this and you're doing it on your own, and he probably said a few things to LeBron, or maybe even the whole asking for a trade thing, maybe that had all this to do with it. At the end of the day, I really felt like Kyrie grew up and said, man, it's a lot harder than people think to go out there and lead. It's hard for coaches to motivate. How about players who have to go out there and play and execute and also motivate and trying to win a championship with young players who are inexperienced at this point? That's not an easy thing. So where are you at with this? Because I'm like, it looks, everyone I talk to seems to be right down the middle on this one.
Well, I've compared this, Scal, and I think when you grow up in your parents' household or your guardian, you know, and your parents always telling you don't do this or you have to do it this way, and as you become a teenager and you become 16 and 18 and you finally get out of the house and you're like, I'm going to do this on my own now and I can show you. And then you get there, and I don't know how many times you had to do your own laundry at USC. They probably did all your laundry for you, right, Scal? Right, the basketball team.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you didn't do your own laundry.
I'm not about that life. I grinded every step of the way. But go ahead, keep going.
But I think once you get out of the house and all of a sudden you grow up and you become now an adult and a parent and a husband, a father, all of that, and it's to a point where I picked up the phone one day and I called my mom and I said, I'm sorry if I ever, went against your wishes or said I knew it all, because I start to see everything that you did as a parent for me growing up. I'm doing the same things now as the parent that you were. Like, I'm telling my kid, no juice during dinner. Okay, we eat dinner first and we drink juice after, so you don't get all full. And so I'm like, I learned that from my mom. Like, and so I think that's the same thing with Kyrie. All those days in which LeBron was, telling the guys what we need to do. They won a championship, and I think Kyrie wanted to do it on his own. And now he's seeing, like, I get what LeBron was doing all those times. I didn't see it then, but I see it now. So that's how I kind of compare it to just a parent and finally a sibling or a son getting out of the house.
And I would just say, from that point when LeBron actually went to Cleveland, Kyrie Irving was about to sign a $95 million max contract. He was also MVP of the All-Star game. These guys are accomplished from what they accomplished last year of going to the Eastern Conference Final, but nowhere on the individual side. So they do have a long ways to go, and it's not easy winning with young guys. And I would say we've never had a problem with Larry Bird or Magic or Jordan and those guys like really calling teammates out, because that's kind of what they did back in the day, and it was okay. Nowadays, it's not okay. So we all want like old school when it suits our needs, but when it's old school now, that people want to overreact to it. I actually, of all the players I've ever met and covered or been a part of, there's been a few. Garnett was like this, and Kidd was kind of like this. Is they don't look at it as one of 82. I think if they look at it as one of 182 times. So like Kyrie is devastated when they lose games, and I think he kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve. You shouldn't call out young guys like that. It should be all kept in-house. But like I said before, I think he's all about winning, and he's all about, like development. He's all about the pursuit of a championship. And remember, he wasn't just along for the ride. He wasn't riding LeBron's coattails.
Right.
I mean, he was doing his thing out there.
Yeah. Has the success of the Patriots, especially playing in a conference championship game, it feels like, for the 50th time in a row, has that also kind of shielded some of the criticism of the Celtics?
100%. No, as soon as they're out or they win it all, it is all eyes on the Boston Celtics. So it's the biggest Patriot fan last week should have been Kyrie Irving, and I hope he did cheer for them because they do talk about it a little bit,
right?
But you would be amazed at local radio here and how they would talk about like the third string left tackle and how he can have a huge impact in his next game versus not talking about Kyrie Irving calling out his teammates. So it's been good. And I like the Patriots, and I continue to root for them because once they're gone, it's real for us.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.